welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. This week is a collab and it is with my friend Tamra over at Southern Wife Everyday Life. I love her channel. I think that she deserves way more subscribers than what she has. You can tell that she really puts a lot of hard work into her videos. So she has similar content as I do. She also does the What's for Dinner, except she titles hers Dean Dinners. She does grocery hauls, recipe videos, and other things. What I love most about her is she cooks the exact same types of foods that we eat. So I'm always getting tons of ideas and inspiration from her. And plus, she's just super down to earth and just all around awesome. So definitely go and check her out. I will have a link to her channel down in my description box. Let her know that I sent you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what I had cooking in my kitchen over this past week. On Monday, I made a one-pot garlic Parmesan bacon ranch spaghetti. That's a mouthful. But here, I'm just frying up 6 slices of bacon that I have diced up into little pieces. And a little tip for you, use some scissors. It makes it a lot easier. So once I got that cooked to our liking, we do like ours pretty crispy, I remove that to a paper towel lined plate and set it to the side. So you are going to want to discard that grease. So either toss it out or save it for another recipe, whatever floats your boat. But once I had done that, I just added in some butter and some olive oil to my skillet, and I just let that melt and heat up together. So then I just dumped in some minced garlic and I sauteed that around for a minute or two. And then we're going to be adding in 2 cups of reduced sodium chicken broth, followed by some milk and of course the spaghetti noodles. Then I'm going to be seasoning that up with some black pepper, and I'm just going to let that come up to a boil, and I'm going to simmer that until the pasta is cooked. So once it got to that point, I'm going to be adding in all the other ingredients. So we have a packet of ranch seasoning mix, as well as some shredded Parmesan cheese and some sour cream. I'm just going to mix all of that around and make sure that everything got melted, and then we're going to dump in that reserved bacon, give it a final stir, and that is it. This was so easy. It didn't take long at all for it to come together, and I'm just obsessed with one-pot meals. So I just topped mine with some parsley for color, and I served it with some steamed broccoli on the side. Y'all, this was so delicious. I highly recommend it. The best part about it, my kids absolutely love this. They clean their plates and ask for more, and that rarely happens, so it was definitely a win. On Tuesday, I made some buffalo chicken salads. So for the chicken, I'm using these crispy frozen chicken strips from Great Value. Amanda from Hot Mess Mom inspired me to buy these because she's always talking about how her and her family enjoys them. In the back of the bag actually has air fryer instructions, which I thought was awesome. So I just followed those and I cooked them at 360 degrees for 12 minutes. So when those were done, I just cut those up into bite-sized pieces. I did reserve some for the kids because they don't like buffalo sauce. But I'm just using the Great Value mild buffalo sauce, and I'm just going to toss those around to coat. So we have our iceberg lettuce as well as the chicken, of course. I diced up some tomatoes, and we have some black beans that I drained and rinsed, some Colby Jack cheese, and I did make some homemade ranch just using a ranch packet. This was so yummy and super easy. I love buffalo chicken. It is one of my absolute favorite things. It is getting hotter outside, and this is one of those meals that you can go to when you don't want to heat up your whole entire kitchen. It is the season for salads, and there is so many variations. Up next, I am making some crock pot queso chicken. So to the bottom of my crock pot, I have 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. I have added a packet of taco seasoning as well as some rotel. I was out of chicken broth, so I just used some water and a bouillon cube, and I just cooked that on low for 4 hours. So while my chicken was cooking, I went ahead and got started on some guacamole. I only made a small batch, so I just needed 2 ripe avocados. I split those in half, and now I'm going to take the pit out. I was struggling here, real life. I really need to sharpen my knives. But anyways, I just took out a big spoon and I scooped out the insides. I think it's technically called the flesh. Correct me if I'm wrong. But after I got all of those added, I just added in the juice of half of a lime. And I'm going to be using some dried cilantro. I know that it would be better with fresh, and it's super cheap to buy at the the store, but every time I buy it, I only need a little bit and I don't know what to do with the rest, and it ends up going to waste, and I cannot stand to waste food. So anyways, after that, I just added in some salt and pepper, and I'm going to be taking my fork and kind of mashing it down. You can leave it as chunky or as smooth as you like it. I do prefer mine on the smooth side. So I actually forgot to add in some minced garlic, but luckily about 15 minutes later, I remembered, so I came back and added it back in, and that was it. I like mine super simple. So after my chicken was cooked, I just removed it to a separate mixing bowl. This is where I'm going to be shredding it up. You could just do it in your crock pot, but I was worried that I was going to poke a hole in that crock pot liner and some plastic could have gotten to my food or something like that. So you are going to want to discard that liquid. I ended up just tossing out the whole bag, even though that kind of defeated the whole purpose of me using the bag. I wasn't thinking, but whatever. I just dumped that chicken back into the pot, and now for the best part, I added in about a cup of salsa con queso cheese. I mixed that in really well, and I just let that finish on low for 20 more minutes, and here is what it looked like when it was done. We used ours in some of these hard shell tacos. I topped it with lettuce and guacamole. If you haven't tried these great value shells, I highly recommend them. They are actually big enough to stuff, unlike so many other brands that I have tried in the past. And then on the side, I just had the leftover black beans from the day before, and I seasoned those with some of this chili lime seasoning, which gave them a great kick. That was dinner for Wednesday. On Thursday, we finished up that leftover queso chicken, but I turned them into quesadillas this time. So I do like to cook my quesadillas in a little bit of butter, and I did use the smaller size tortillas this time. For the cheese, I'm using this Taco Bell Breakfast Fiesta blend. It's all I had on hand. It does have a smoky bacon flavor, which you think would be really weird with that queso chicken, but it actually worked out really well, and these were amazing. So I just cut these into triangles using a pizza cutter, and I already know what you guys are thinking. Kristin, what in the world is on the middle of your plate? I know it looks super unappetizing, but that is that leftover guacamole from the day before. It changed colors, and I wasn't about to waste it because those avocados were like $1.40 a piece, and it still tasted delicious, so don't judge me. I just had some tortilla chips to dip it in. This was our first time trying the Trader Joe turkey burgers, and we like them just as much as the Butterball ones that we normally buy from Walmart. This is a great option for busy nights because you cook them from frozen. You don't have to worry about laying anything out the night before and thawing it and all that stuff. So on my burger, I have some lettuce, tomato, and mayo, and some sugar-free barbecue sauce to dip it in. I made the mac and cheese mainly for the kids, but I wanted to try some since it supposedly has the added cauliflower to it, and I thought it tasted exactly like the regular Kraft macaroni and cheese, which I really like. And then for the sweet potatoes, I really love cooking them this way because the tops get nice and caramelized, and I just sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon and I'm good. So that was dinner for Friday. On Saturday, we went to a bonfire and they grilled out hamburgers and hot dogs, so I chose a cheeseburger with some cheddar and sour cream chips on the side. On Sunday, we had what I like to call the freezer special. So in my freezer, I found a bag of this jambalaya that I had previously made in my crock pot that I had frozen leftovers of, so all I did was thaw that out and heat it up. So in here is some smoked sausage, chicken, rice, some seasons, I want to say a can of diced tomatoes. I'm probably leaving something out, but as always, that recipe will be linked down in the description box. That rice did get a little bit mushy from breaking it up as I was heating it up, but it was still delicious. And then for a super random side, I found this box of TGI Friday cheese sticks that I wanted to use up. I'm trying to clear out my freezer. It is packed to the brim, but I cooked those in the air fryer and they turned out perfect. And then I'm trying this orange vanilla Coke Zero for the first time, and I'm putting it in this cute little Hello Summer cup that I just bought at Walmart, and it was just as good as I thought it would be. So that's going to wrap up this week. I hope that you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to go and check out Tamara's channel that will be linked down in the description box so that you can get double the inspiration. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you all have an awesome week, and I'll see you in the next one.